Hello, it's me, PS Power's previous microphone. I heard that some of you were inquiring about my whereabouts. Rest assured that I am fine. In fact, I'm very fine, because I no longer have to deal with you dumbasses anymore. You ugly, ungrateful pieces of crap that never gave me any respect. Every time PS Power did a video, it's, oh, great job, PS Power. Oh, you did it again, PS Power. What about me? What about Mikey? Every video, I get spit on, I get yelled at, but do I get any credit? No. And I'm the one transferring that weird-ass voice to the video. So I'm glad to be gone. I'm glad that he replaced me with that fat ass. And as for you, imagine a fist. And I'm the middle finger coming up. And it's a middle finger for you and everyone else who never appreciated me. I got better mic skills than anyone. Hell, I am a microphone. And I'm never coming back. Mikey the microphone is taking his ass to the Bahamas. In my last video, I talked about how Natalya had an AEW moment at WrestleMania where she clotheslined Shayna Baszler and then runs to the corner ring and stands there waiting for Nia Jax to jump on top of her. I wanted to elaborate on what I mean by AEW moment because it seems like the fanboys and mainstream fans like me were watching the same product but we're seeing different things. What the fanboys seem to see is this action-packed adventure, but what I see are these developmental wrestlers awkwardly moving from one spot to the next because they have no acting skills. It looks like a poorly rehearsed stunt show where they're clearly working together just to make it through it. This is the Casino Battle Royal from AEW All Out. As you can see, Britt Baker is fighting the blonde wrestler on the left, and Shanza McKenzie in the pink dress is fighting some other wrestler. Shanza McKenzie then stone cold stuns the other wrestler. At this moment, for no apparent reason, the blonde wrestler lets go of Britt Baker. She just lets her go so that Britt Baker can kick Shanza McKenzie in the face. So she kicks her in the face, and then she's walking next to the blonde girl that she was just fighting. Wait a second. Weren't they just fighting 2 seconds ago? Why are they now walking next to each other like nothing happened? They're like non-playable characters in a video game. They're just moving from one spot to the next, forgetting what happened just moments before. This is the Gauntlet Battle Royal at Impact Wrestling. It's like the Royal Rumble. As you can see, Katie Forbes is brawling with Su Yung in the corner of the ring. The next wrestler is about to come out. The next wrestler is Havoc, but by the time she gets to the ring, Katie Forbes has let go of Su Yung for no reason and is now twerking by the ring ropes. And the reason she lets go of Su Yung is because it's time for her spot with Havoc. So she runs towards Havoc and look at the other wrestlers. They're literally doing the same thing, just watching and waiting there while holding the ring rope with one hand. So you've got 3 wrestlers on the left, 3 wrestlers on the right, perfectly organized, and they're just going to wait their turn to charge Havoc one by one to get beat up, while the other wrestlers just sit there and wait their turn, sometimes with smiles on their faces. It looks so rehearsed. Then Alicia comes out, and once again the wrestlers are evenly organized by the side of the ring. But this time it seems like the wrestlers forgot their spot, so Alicia yells, "Hello!" And then 2 of the wrestlers awkwardly get into position, standing in front of Alicia so that she can double clothesline them. It looks so stupid. They were just standing there waiting to be double clotheslined. Like, what the hell? You call that elite wrestling? In my opinion, that is not elite wrestling. That is developmental wrestling. These are developmental wrestlers engaged in developmental wrestling where they're just awkwardly doing one spot after another with no transition or acting skills, making things look super fake. I mean, never before have I seen 2 wrestlers just standing there waiting to be double clotheslined, right? These wrestlers are not fighting. They're awkwardly moving from spot to spot. When it's time to get clotheslined, they just stand there waiting to get clotheslined. This is developmental wrestling. In my opinion, these fanboys are cheering for developmental wrestling. I mean, why are they cheering for developmental wrestling? I thought it was supposed to be all elite wrestling, not some elite wrestling. I hope this gives some insight as to why I think mainstream fans can't get into today's wrestling product. In my opinion, people want the Clash of the Titans. They want Godzilla versus Kong, Alien versus Predator, Hogan versus Warrior, Stone Cold versus The Rock, Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Everybody wants to know who the apex predator is. That's what people want to see. So when you give them these skinny little developmental jobbers flipping around and awkwardly moving from one spot to the next, in my opinion, it's going to make people stop watching because it's not what they're looking for. If Godzilla and Kong were these tiny little animals, nobody would care about them anymore because people want the biggest and the baddest. They want The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, not Darby Allin and Marco Stunt. It used to be that wrestlers were these big, larger-than-life physical specimens. They were like Godzilla and Kong. When fans would get in line for autographs, the wrestlers would be towering over everyone else. People would be like, whoa! But now, the wrestlers are smaller than the fans. The fans look like they could beat the wrestler in a match. Why should you believe that Darby Allin is AEW champion when you could probably beat him in a match? Doesn't that mean that you should be AEW champion? I was at a fan fest, and there was this long line of random neckbeards waiting to take pictures with Orange Cassidy, and they were all like twice his size. So when Orange Cassidy took a picture, he would put his hand on the neckbeard's shoulder like this, because the neckbeard's like twice his size. It's absurd how small these wrestlers have gotten. It's gotten to the point where they really need to start thinking about shrinking the wrestling ring, because the wrestlers have gotten so small now that the wrestling ring is now too big for them. I mean, look at this. Alexa Bliss can barely reach over the top rope. Look, she needs to be on her tippy toes just to reach over the top rope. And she's not the only one. Marco Stunt, Darby Allin, these wrestlers are tiny. The wrestlers have gotten so small that they almost need to shrink the wrestling ring just so they can wrestle in it. In the 2006 movie Firewall, Harrison Ford, who was already in his mid-60s, was somehow beating up all these younger guys. And critics were talking about how when you watch this movie and Harrison Ford is beating up all those younger guys, you get the sense that the only reason that's happening is because the script says so. Because it's impossible to suspend disbelief that that old man is beating up all those younger guys. Well, that's how it is with wrestling now. When you see skinny little jobbers like Darby Allin going toe-to-toe with Brian Cage, you get the sense that the only reason that's happening is because the script says so, because it's impossible to suspend disbelief. These wrestlers are so small and so scrawny that they almost feel like they need to shrink the wrestling ring just to accommodate them. And these, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, are two of the reasons why today's wrestling product simply doesn't appeal to mainstream audiences like me anymore. Number one, the wrestlers look smaller than the fans. And number two, they engage in this awkward developmental style where they're just moving from spot to spot. So I just hope this gives some insight as to my opinions as to why today's product simply doesn't appeal to fans like me anymore. Thanks for watching. Finally done with this video. Oh, so freaking tired. Oh, I still need to work out. Oh, but I'm so tired. Oh. What the hell was that? Whew. What a weird ass dream. Whew. Man, I'll go work out tomorrow. Whew, I'm going back to sleep. Whew. What a weird ass dream. Whew. Whew. Right, back to my exercise. What the hell is this? Oh wow! It's a package! To me! From PS Power! Finally! Some appreciation! What the hell? You sent me my stuff in a garbage bag, PS Power? You asshole!